My brain is not working right. First, thank you for the 52-month dog boy sub, Rory. I appreciate that. 52 months is a long time. Apparently that's 4 years. And that's a long time to have been a Twitch affiliate. But thank you for your support. I appreciate it. I can't believe we've known each other for that long. Jesus Christ, it's almost been 10 years. Holy fuck. Yeah, so we're here. You're gonna have to bear I'm so sorry. I went live and then lost all of my marbles, and now I'm struggling to get through this. So you're gonna have to give me a moment here. We're playing Nine Rip today, which is an otome novel, and we don't get to play many of those on this channel. So I'm excited to play another one. I think the last otome novel we played on this channel, I think it was Code Realize, and we didn't get to finish that collab because stuff happened with Shion and stuff like that. So that kind of sad, but that's okay. This is a mystery, I think. I think it's like horror. It might be horror inspired. I don't know. It seems horror inspired, but it seems like a mystery. If you ever played, there's a game called World End Syndrome. I streamed it years ago, like way before I became a VTuber. I was playing Final Fantasy XIV back then. And it's basically like an otome game about people like getting spirited away as part of like a curse. And it's really neat. I urge you to play it if you have never heard of it before. It's an Xseed game. This game kind of reminded me of that when I read about it. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get similar. Maybe we'll get similar vibes because World End Syndrome was neat. You know how I drank Lucozade with my meds? I do. What about it? I told you that maybe you should not do that. You're rather awake. Well, that makes sense. I mean, you said it was an energy drink, so. Oh, I don't have StreamerBot open. Man, I open all this shit, and I was updating Vignon, and Vignon kept not updating, so I thought that everything that I had open had something to do with Vignon not updating, so it just kept closing shit. And it finally updated, I guess. I mean, it seems like it updated. And, like, I never opened all that shit back up, so it's still closed. Anyway, let's get started. I feel like I've talked long enough. I actually feel kind of delirious? I feel like I don't know what's going on, and that's not because like I'm sick or something. That's just because maybe I've reached a state where like I'm just so not doing well that I think I'm doing fine. That's a thing, right? I don't know. Anyway, let's get started. Ooh. Jump scares, violent imagery, and discussion of suicide. Okay, hold on. Hold on, let me get my handy dandy content warning book out. Freaking sound thing ain't working. There we go. Alright, so there's our content warning for this game. If any of that, if you are affected by any of that in a severely negative way, please do what is best for yourself and mute the stream or keep it minimized. And if you need somebody to talk to, I am here for you to talk to. And also, there are resources available as well that you can seek out, and you should, if you feel that you need them, because they are there to help you. Well, some are. Some are there to be rude, but not all of them are there to be rude. But yeah. Take care of yourself, subbies. It's important. Wow, what the fuck am I looking at? We're already getting some creepy vibes. I don't know what that is. Okay, well, I don't know what any of that is. So let's just help me. Oh my god, what is that? Alright, let's start. Oh?
カランカランと音色を立てて落としてなくした自分を求めて
Oh?
血の色に満ちた校舎の中をいつ果てるともなくさまよい歩く刀を携えた殺人鬼カラカラさんの話を
Is he hot though? Kara kara. What?
So, この成見ヶ浜高校に古くから伝わる有名な七不思議
Narimigahama High School seems to be the name of where we are here. The town where the protagonist resides, a very beautiful town thanks to urban development. It's so convenient, you only need to get on one train to get to the city. The local high school the protagonist attends. The campus is huge with main and sub-campuses. It's quite famous for its 7 wonders. It is occasionally featured on online forums.
校舎のすべての窓に夕日が差す黄昏時女子生徒が一人で校舎に残っていると
Eerie.
カラカラカラカラカラカラと刀を引きずりながらさまよい歩く音がでもねその音が聞こえてきたら決して振り向いちゃいけないの
What are these thoughts that we're having? Are we having a dream of some kind?
もしも一度でも振り向いてしまったらカラカラさんはこう尋ねてくる
俺は何をした
I mean, I'm just saying, from the silhouette, he kind of seems hot.
答えられなかったり間違った答えを返したりしたら手に持った刀を
Like, he
振
might
っ
murder me,
て
but, like, you know.
綺
Oh!
麗な紅の
Jesus.
花を咲かせるんだって
Yeah, it's made by Otome, so this is gonna be neat. I played a lot of Otome games. I think Otomate's the ones who made Collar X Malice too, and that's like one of my favorite Otome games. Never did get around to streaming. Damn, we got some pretty looking boys here. Ken? Who's Ken? Oh! Neat. It says that the artist of this was Pluto. So maybe not. Or unless they go by a different name. As the setting sun cast a yellow glow over the classroom, a deathly silence fell upon us. We were the only two left there. From the field outside, the shouts of the soccer team drifted in, faint as they echoed to our ears. My best friend, Sayaka Hida, with eyes gleaming, leaned forward over her desk. Sayaka is the protagonist's childhood friend at the school. The two are basically inseparable. Normally bright and energetic, she can be mentally unstable at times. She also wants to go to Sangan University with the protagonist. She loves the occult. Oh dear, that's not good.
ね、怖いでしょ？怖いよね。
Yeah, a little bit, I guess. If he's asking what have I done, do you think that means he has amnesia?
そう言われてるんだけど、どうして記憶がないのかは語られないところなんだよね。
I mean, he doesn't need a reason to be remembering things. Sometimes guys just don't be remembering. Like, maybe he just has amnesia. Maybe that's just the thing.
ホラー話あるあるで考察して楽しむってわけ。ね、あなたならどう考える？
I don't know. I just feel bad for him. I mean, since he died, he's been wandering, searching for his memories. It's sad.
でも殺人鬼だよ。
Well, yeah, when you put it that way. You said it's one of the school's 7 wonders, but it doesn't really have anything to do with the school.
それには諸説あるんだよね。警察に追われていた連続殺人鬼が学校に逃げ込んだとか、あとは
Her arms waved passionately as she spoke. I couldn't help but smile at her enthusiasm. I'd been friends with Sayaka for longer than I could remember. I just can't keep up with how much she's into this occult stuff.
ああ、またそんな呆れた顔してる。少しは信じてくれてもいいのに。
Sorry. I guess I'm just preoccupied right now. Sayaka huffed and pouted her cheeks. I usually did a better job of playing along, but today... I pulled out the survey from inside my desk and Sayaka's eyes gleamed with surprise.
まだ出してなかったんだ。提出は来週までだから時間はあるけど、何かあったの？
I just need a little bit more time to think.
考えたいって、聖銀大学が第一希望じゃないの？
It was, but I don't know. I'm just not sure anymore. At least that's how I feel now.
だってあなたのお母さん進学は聖銀大学だっていつも言ってたし、あなたもそれに賛成してたじゃない。
Well, yeah, I guess, but...
じゃあ、あなたの希望はどこの学校なの？
It was September of my second year in high school. A time when all students looked toward their future, and my future stared blankly back at me. A blank sheet, void of any direction. What can I do? What do I want to do? I still had no answers to these questions.
ねえ、大丈夫？
Ah, sorry. Just got lost in thought. I could at least write my name on the paper. Okay. Well, now we gotta figure out how to edit. Okay, looks like we can't edit our last name, so... I'm just gonna put Dami. It's gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna be silly. I'm just gonna put Dami. Yep. Yep, that's gonna be ridiculous. When I finished writing my name, I let out a small sigh. Only my name. Everything else is blank. My mom's been trying to get me to go to medical school at Sagan University for a while now. But I had no desire to do so. So much so that it became uncomfortable to talk with her these days. And so, I merely stared at the blank paper. Sounds like you gotta go. I'll clean up and head out too. No, you really don't have to do that. Yeah, we'll be sure not to do that. Sword-wielding blood boy. What the fuck? The serial killer known as Katakata is one of the 7 wonders of Narigahama High School, a supernatural being whose entire body is covered in blood. The story says he drags his sword and wanders the halls. Rumor has it that if you sense someone behind you and turn to face him, you'll be slashed by his sword. As full of life as ever. I couldn't help but laugh as Sayaka dashed off in a hurry and placed the blank paper in my bag. Career path survey, something the protagonist has been stressing about. The due date is drawing near, but she hasn't been able to decide what she wants to do with her future. She feels unable to have a discussion with her mother about it. Did I forget anything? I double-checked inside my desk and left. Whoa. Staring out at a scene in front of me, I involuntarily let out a gasp. The walls, the floor, the ceiling. The whole hall was bathed in an eerie golden glow. It looked so different than usual. Uh-oh. A shiver ran down my spine. This is all thanks to Sayaka's stupid story. I shook my head to compose myself and began to walk slowly forward. Uh-oh, the hot blood man. Oh shit! He's real! I tried to move, but my legs froze. When I left the classroom, I was certain there was no one else in the halls. Or at least that's what I thought. But I was sure I felt a faint sigh brush past my ear, and a cold chill envelop my body. Someone was with me. Someone behind me. I was convinced with every fiber of my being. No, I can't turn around. If what Sayaka said is true and I turn around now. I remained frozen for what felt like an eternity. I felt a faint breath caress my cheek, and then, as though it were all a dream, it was gone. Fearfully, I turned around to see... nothing. There was nobody there. No creepy ghosts, no sword-wielding killers. And at the same time, the golden twilight had faded, casting the halls into a spreading darkness. I guess it was just my imagination. The words slipped out unintentionally. But what if there was a reply from the shadows? The thought filled me with unease. I need to head home. With my heart racing, I hurried out as fast as my legs would carry me. Alright, we're in the prologue now. I think we were already in the prologue, but whatever. Despite being spooked by every shadow and stranger I encountered along the way, I finally made it home safely. As I flung myself into the house, I realized my back was drenched in sweat.
おかえり我が妹
Hi! A wave of relief washed over me when I saw my sister's face. Tsubasa Ishiki, the protagonist's older sister, a reliable and strong-willed woman with an active personality. The Ishiki sisters both have a tendency not to rely on others for better or for worse.
おいそんな息切らしてどうしたんだまさか変質者でもいたか
In a sense, maybe.
くそ野郎私がとっ捕まえて
Wait a minute. I grabbed her arm to stop her, but she moved with such force that she ended up dragging me.
止めるなあんたに怖い思いさせておいて野放しにできるかっての
Sorry, no, it's not like that. Sayaka told me a ghost story, and it really creeped me out. That's why I ran home.
だってあんた変質者って
Well, when I left school today, I just had this really creepy thing happen. That's why I answered like that. Saying it out loud, I felt even more embarrassed. Who in high school gets scared by ghost stories? I glanced over at my sister, who simply sighed.
ま何もなくてよかったよほら着替えてこい
Right. Hey, is mom home yet?
ああまだなんだよな今日のシフトを見るにもう帰っていてもおかしくないんだけどな
I see. Maybe there was an emergency? My mom worked as a nurse at the nearby university hospital, but at the time, and the time she got home varied depending on her shift. Anyway, I should get changed. In my room, I changed out of my school clothes and started to organize my desk when the blank sheet from before fell to the floor. Ah, yikes. I quickly picked up the paper and stashed it in a desk drawer. Truthfully, I hadn't mentioned the paper to my sister or mom yet. If I told my mom about it, she'd...
おーいちょっといいか
Yeah, come in.
聞きたいことがあってさ私の仕事のことなんだけど店のレイアウト任されたから参考になるもんいろいろ調べてたんだよ
It's your day off and you're thinking about work?
社畜ですからっていうのは冗談で仕事してる時が一番楽しいから休みでも考えちゃって
That sounds just like you. So what are your big plans for the store layout?
女子高生的には入り口にハイブランド品とセール品ならどっち置いた方がいいと思う
Probably the sale items, right? Because then you can just get in and get out. Me? I'd prefer the sale items up front. I find it intimidating to walk into stores filled with expensive stuff.
ほうほうなるほどねサンキュー参考にさせてもらうわ
My sister nodded and began jotting something down on her phone. My sister worked as a store clerk at a chain apparel store that was popular with high school girls in the city. She was always loved fashion and managed to turn that passion into a job. I often went to her for advice about clothes. In fact, she had helped me pick out most of my wardrobe and cosmetics. But good for you. You said you wanted to try changing the layout of the store for some time. Wait, what? I didn't do that.
実はこの間さ私が任された秋物コーナーが評判良くてためこれでまた一つ夢が叶ったってわけよ
In that case, I'll come visit the store after you finish the redesign. I'm looking forward to seeing the new clothes you've got, too.
任せとけってそうだよかったらさやかも連れてこいよしばらく会ってないから会いたい
I just noticed the school has a stained glass window, and our room has a stained glass window. That's kind of interesting and a little bit strange. You don't really see stained glass on, like, normal houses or community buildings much, unless they're, like, religious in nature. That's kind of weird. Yeah, sure thing. Just as I was replying to my sister.
ちょっと翼あまりこの子を振り回さないでちょうだい
That must be our mom. I didn't know how much longer my mom had been listening, but I turned to see her standing in the doorway. Lost her husband early and has been raising her daughter single-handedly. Despite her gentle and calm nature, when it comes to her daughter's future, she becomes rather stubborn and a little too opinionated. Her name is Ayame. Welcome home, Mom. You're home late today.
ええ、ただいま。夕方から交代になるはずの人が休養で遅れてきてね。
My mom smiled brightly at me before glancing harshly at my sister.
この子は来年受験なのよ。あまり連れ回さないでちょうだい。
軽い息抜きぐらいいいじゃんか。受験シーズンつってもまだ高2だし、今から気張ってると息切れするって。
そう言って油断してると危ないのよ。早い子は高校1年生から受験に備えて勉強を始めていたりするんだから。
My mom then stared back at me, seeking reassurance. Well, I suppose. In fact, I had been studying to get accepted into Sagan University for quite some time.
聖銀大学の医学部を目指して頑張ってもらわないとね。
In response to my mom's proud smile, my sister just shrugged her shoulders.
また始まった。こいつがそれでいいならいいけど、違うんならそれ無理強いだよ。
変なこと言わないでちょうだい。大学のことは前から話してきているんだから。
I'm sure part of the reason my mom wanted me to go to medical school was because she was a nurse. But I knew that wasn't the only reason. I had a feeling it also had to do with my father. Hey, is Daddy going to come home late today too?
そうみたい。でも怒ったりしないであげてね。お父さん、人を助けるために頑張っているの。だから応援してあげよう。
Why is he helping people?
それはね、お医者様だからよ。
I was still in kindergarten, so I didn't really understand, but I understood enough to know that I was proud of my father. But shortly after that, we found out that my father was very, very sick. While he was alive, he was a prestigious doctor. When the protagonist was a child, he fell ill and passed away. Because he was always busy with work, he was barely ever home, but the protagonist remembers him to have been a kind father. He fought the disease for about a year before he passed away. That's when Mom started to change. It wasn't that her personality changed so much as she just became super focused on our education, wanting to raise us by herself. Right by herself. At least that's what I always thought. And that's how all this talk started about my future. Your father was a wonderful doctor, you know? He was a truly great person. You should find a job where you can use your talents to help people. I can't think of a more rewarding career. You should become a doctor too. As a kid, I always just assumed my sister and I would go into medicine, but my sister was different. She had her own path that she wanted to pursue. It was hard, but she finally convinced our mom. Watching her from the sidelines, I was relieved to see that I didn't have to go into medicine, because I realized I didn't want to. But it's just too hard to tell her I don't want to go to Sagan University. College the protagonist's mother has been pushing her to attend. She assumes the protagonist will enter the medical field. The protagonist doesn't want to, but doesn't have the heart to tell her mother. But I knew I'd have to tell her eventually, so... Actually, Mom, there's something I have to talk to you about.
やだ、ご飯の支度がまだだったわ。急いで用意するわね。
それなら私が手伝うよ。
気持ちだけ受け取っておくわ。
遠慮しなくていいって。ほら、行こう行こう。ちょっとお願いだから台所に立たないで。あなたのお料理は最悪なんだから。
Whenever Tsubasa cooks, she creates an otherworldly item. Not only is it horrible visually, the taste is purely abominable. As the two of them scurried out of the room, all I could do was sigh. I couldn't tell her. That would have been the perfect moment, too. After we all had dinner, we sat down to watch some TV together, and then each took a bath. Before I knew it, it was 11 o'clock p.m. I changed into my pajamas and plopped down onto the bed. The soft mattress cradled me. I rolled over and stared up at the ceiling, sighing with exhaustion. I feel even more tired than usual today. I couldn't believe exams were already coming up. At school, the teachers were more passionate than ever. The students were all planning to go to college or take over their families' businesses. Even during breaks, everyone seemed to talk exclusively about their careers. They're all so eager. I knew that wasn't the only reason I felt so tired. A shiver coursed through me, and I snuggled deeper under the blankets. What happened in the hall? It wasn't real. My vision faded to black, and the embrace of sleep welcomed me. Then, just as I drifted off, a sudden ringing startled me awake. Dami. Huh?
もうすぐです。もうすぐあなたを闇へ誘う準備が整います。
What is this voice?
暗闇に落ちても恐れず立ち向かって。あなたには乗り越える力があるのだから信じています。
I was so scared I almost couldn't breathe. I stayed still, unable to move. The voice. It stopped. A mysterious voice heard in the protagonist's head while alone in her room. Was it a real voice or merely a dream? My heart thumped loudly in my chest. I wanted to throw off the blanket and run, but what should I do? I'm too scared to move. The next morning, I'm heading out. I waved casually to my neighbors as I moved through the calm morning air. I tried to act normal, but what was that voice last night? I definitely heard it, right? When did I fall asleep? When I came to, it was morning. My thoughts raced as I tried to determine if I had really heard that voice or if it was just some kind of dream. Dami! Ah! Ah, it's you, Sayaka. Don't scare me like that. But good morning.
おはよ
Oh my god.
う。昨日は約束してたのにごめんね。塾にはギリギリ間に合ったよ。
Oh? Well, I'm glad you made it.
どう？進路のプリントは書けた？
No, I'm still thinking it over. I'll look into it after school. You're planning to go to Seigan University, right, Sayaka? Ah, it must be nice to have things all figured out. What?
別に何でもない。そうだ、私も放課後付き合うよ。今日は塾もないし、暇なんだ。
Huh? Nah, I don't want to trouble you. You should enjoy your time off.
そんなことないよ。
Sayaka's refusal was so strong it caused me to stop dead in my tracks. Not yet.
暇だなんて
There hasn't
思わ
been
な
any
いし、
isekaiing
あ
yet.
なたに会う
But
学
maybe
校
there will
を
be isekaiing. Who
探
knows?
す手伝いがしたいなって。
Well, look, if I can spend some of my free time to help you find a good school, that's a good use of my time. I was happy to hear Sayaka's words, but thanks. But I think this is something I need to figure out on my own. This is my future, and if I don't decide it for myself, well, that defeats the whole point. I'll be sure to let you know when I make a decision. Seeing Sayaka look so worried, I tried to change the subject to cheer her up. All right. You were gonna tell me another ghost story, right? Something about a mirror?
うん。引きずり鏡ね。
She still seemed preoccupied, and though I managed to change the topic, I didn't quite get a smile out of her.
それよりも今一番熱いのは神隠しなんだよ。
There we go. That's the Sayaka I know and love. Spirited away? You mean like someone vanishing without a trace?
それそれ。伝承は全国にあるんだけど。
Yeah, exactly. There are stories about similar events from all over the country, but... Sayaka opened the memo app on her phone and thrust it out in front of me. Spirited away. Red-faced goblin, witch... There were many strange terms on the screen I'd never seen before.
こういう各地の伝承と同じようにね、成見ヶ浜も昔から神隠しが多い土地って言われてるんだよ。何しろ行方不明者が全国平均の 1.9 倍。なんと7人も神隠しにあったとかで、
Wow.
当時の新聞欄を賑わせて。
I had certainly found a topic to fire her up. Maybe I should have chosen something else.
ねえ、ちゃんと聞いてる？
Huh? Oh, yeah, for sure. The part about 7 people disappearing, right?
今はその部分じゃない。精神的に参っていたり、大きな悩みを抱えている人が神隠しに遭いやすいってところ。
Across the world, legends tell of people disappearing or being spirited away, and Narimigahama is no exception. Those who are the victims of such disappearances are said to be mentally stressed. Oh. I completely missed that.
あなたは大丈夫？大きな悩み抱えてない？
Her words took me by surprise. I'll be fine. I don't really believe in any of that stuff anyway.
ノリが悪いんだからな。
It was the truth, though. I didn't believe in it. Well, maybe just a tiny bit. Somewhere deep inside. A struggle, huh? I was skeptical. But I couldn't ignore the fact that I was indeed confused and struggling to find a path forward.
じゃあこういうのはどう？学校の七不思議をすべて起こすと神隠しに遭う。
What? Oh, I haven't heard that one. Is it a local legend too? Which school is it about?
これはネットにあったものでね。どこっていう場所は載ってなくてさ。
Leaning in closer, Sayaka's face was nearly touching mine.
七不思議はこの現実世界にはありえないもの。だからそれをすべて起こすと境界線が揺らぐ。気づけばあたりは赤に染まり、この世のものではない景色が広がって、そうなれば最後はもう元の世界へは戻れない。永遠に赤の世の住民になってしまう。
Instinctively, I gulped.
っていう噂があるから今度一緒にやってみようね。
I'd rather not, thanks. I finished classes same as any other day. After school, I found myself in the classroom alone, putting away my things. Well, I guess now's the time to decide what I want to do with the rest of my life. And so I made up my mind to... Good evening, welcome. Alright, so we can talk with our sister, we can check some materials in the library, or escape reality with something delicious. I think we're gonna get something delicious, because that is how I would handle the situation. Probably. I knew I didn't have time to do that. I knew it better than anyone. But still, my favorite cafe's Ice Cream Parfait just popped into my mind. A local cafe, a cafe with a long history and home to the protagonist's favorite parfait. Her father used to bring her there when she was a child, and the place is filled with fond memories for the protagonist. I really am the worst. I knew that if I just tried to escape my problems, nothing would ever be resolved. If anything, they'd just get worse. But if I'm going to make a decision about my future, I really shouldn't try and rush myself. Using that as an excuse, I deluded myself into trying to run away from my problems. I tried to avert my eyes from both my mom and my future and just focus on the delicious parfait I was about to eat.
いらっしゃい、一色さん。来ていたんだね。
The owner of the cafe smiled as he spoke to me. I came here often ever since I was little, and I remember my father taking me a few times. Good afternoon. I just needed a parfait today, you know?
小さい時から食べてくれているよね。今はもう高校生なんだよな。時が経つのは早いね。そうだ、よかったらさ、うちでバイトしてみない？
A part-time job?
君が来てくれたら助かるよ。このお店を熟知している人だからね。
Technically, my school allowed us to have part-time jobs, but things are really busy at school right now. I'm afraid I'll have to pass.
振られちゃったか。でも気が向いたら声をかけて。面接なしで即合格だからね。
As I watched the owner walk away, I couldn't help but sigh. If I really am that busy, I shouldn't be coming here. As I left the coffee shop, I still didn't feel like going home, so I walked aimlessly around the place. If I went home now, I knew my mom would just bug me again about going to Sagan. I sighed loudly. As I walked, I noticed a large torii gate come into view. I can't believe I walked all the way to Tsukumo Shrine. A shrine that existed before the protagonist was born, known to foster romance and prosperity in business. I never considered myself a religious person, and I didn't put much stock in such things. Still, I did have some connection to the shrine. My mom would take my sister and me to pray here at the start of every year. You know, I've given this a lot of thought, and I still haven't come up with an answer. Maybe I should try praying about this. And so no. On second thought, maybe not. This wasn't something I needed to pray about. This was something I needed to figure out on my own. As I walked among the stretching shadows, I saw the sight of the city around me. A child running alongside her friend. A businessman rushing home, phone in hand. A group of high school boys who looked about the same age as me hanging around.
なあなあ、お前ら模試の判定どうだった？いや、それがやばいんだって。正銀含めて片っ端から D 判定。俺積んでね。
あ？それで勝ったつもりかお前。俺なんてほとんどいいだぜ。なめんな。
Oh, that doesn't sound smart. Hearing those words, I felt kind of a pain in my chest. If only I could be somewhere that wasn't here. It was unrealistic, but still, I couldn't help but indulge in fantasies of other places. The next day, I took the survey I had in my bag and placed it inside a drawer in my desk. All that was written on it was my name. Fearing my mother might catch me working on it, I couldn't concentrate on it.
あ、はよ。今朝は早かったんだね。
Morning. I woke up early, I woke up early and couldn't go back to sleep. Actually, I didn't really sleep much at all. As my mind turned over what to do with my life, my sleep just never came. I'm just so tired. God damn it. I'm just so tired of thinking about this.
おーい、大丈夫？
Ah, sorry, I just kind of spaced out.
もう仕方ないな。
As she groaned, Sayaka searched inside her bag and placed an energy drink on my desk.
これでも飲んで、シャキッとしな。
Ugh, thanks. Sayaka stared back at me with a bitter smile on her face.
何かあって話したいならいつでも相談に乗るからね。
I need to stop that. With that, Sayaka returned to her seat. I'm afraid that won't work this time. I didn't even have the courage to talk to her about all this. Before I knew it, the final bell had rung and school was out for the day. Getting ready to head home, I took my books out of my desk and found the blank sheet of paper where I was supposed to write about my future. Maybe I should write Sagan University and just be done with it. As the thought entered my mind, I felt a sharp ringing in my ear.
探しましょう。
Huh? I quickly looked around the classroom, but no one was there. There's nobody here. Where had everyone gone? There were just so many people here a little while ago. So many strange things had been happening to me. I felt dazed and my muscles felt cold. Maybe I should go see a doctor or something.
探しましょう。あなたの道を。
This time, I heard it clear as day. There it is again, that voice. Who are you? I called out to the empty room.
僕はあなたを闇へ誘うもの。これから先は困難しかありません。でもどうか諦めないで前を向ければ必ず見つかります。あなただけの道が。
The moment the voice stopped, my eyes got all blurry and my head shook. Then, all at once, my world went dark. I put my elbows on the desk and laid my head down. Then, I found the career path survey that had been on my desk was neatly sliced in two. What? What happened while I wasn't looking? Fearfully, I reached out to touch the paper, only to find there was nothing strange about it. Indeed, it was strange that it ripped on its own, but nothing else was about it was off. First things first, I should probably put it away at my desk. I'll ask the teacher for another copy tomorrow. Actually, I could have just gone to the office and asked for another copy right away. I knew nothing would change by postponing things. Suddenly, my pocket vibrated, and I jolted in response. Huh? It's just my phone? I took out my phone and saw Mom displayed on the screen. I really don't want to talk to her right now. As I put the phone away in my bag, I heard that dreadful sound again.
極上の闇に誘いましょう。
My eyes were open, yet my vision was shrouded in darkness. What's going on? My mind went totally blank. I found myself unable to think.
次に目覚めた時は どうか逃げないで。
The voice stopped and my thoughts disappeared with it. Are we on a train now?
ね
Uh,
えねえってば起きてください。
cute! The moment I opened my eyes, the first thing I saw was the face of a concerned young man looking down at me.
よかった。ずっと眠ったままだからどうしようかと思ったんです。
What? Why am I riding on a train? The train didn't look like an ordinary train either. It was completely red. And the boy in front of me. Is this a train?
まだ寝ぼけてるんですか？
Half asleep? Yeah, I guess so. I remember getting ready to go home, but I couldn't remember anything after that.
寝ぼけてるところ悪いんですけど、僕を助けてください。
Huh?
僕、成見ヶ浜駅に帰ろうとしてただけなんです。それなのに、こんな見たことないところに。
Never seen this place. Having heard that, I took a look out the window. What? I couldn't find any other words to speak. There were no words to describe what I was seeing. Not just the train, everything was blood red. Where are we?
わかりません。僕も目が覚めたらこうなってて。
Oh, wow. That's quite a design. Very cute and also creepy.
もうパニックです。大パニック。一体どうしたら。
I felt exactly the same way. I wanted someone, anyone, to tell me what the hell was going on. Actually, more than that, I just wanted to go back home to Narigami-Gahama. Just then, the train shook violently, and the loud shriek of the brakes rang through the car. Looks like we're arriving soon, though I'm not sure where to. He is cute. You are correct. I agree. I felt as though I wanted to cry too. But seeing as the other person here with me was about to cry, I did my best to stay calm. Please calm down. Panicking isn't going to help anything.
ごめんなさい。君は冷静なんですね。羨ましい。
I knew that if I looked nervous too, I'd just make him panic again, so I did my best to smile confidently. He looked a little surprised and then averted his gaze away from me. Still, I'm glad he seems to have calmed down a bit. All I could do was hope that the place the train finally stopped would be a little better than where we found ourselves currently. Just then, the train stopped. Ooh, we're in the other realm now. Where are we? I stepped out of the train and it didn't look anything like the Narigami-Gahama station I was used to. Everything looked completely new. I couldn't recall ever seeing a station like this on the Narigami-Gahama route. No one was on the platform, and an eerie red light shone through the sky.
ねえ、ここ変ですよ。僕たち以外誰もいないし。
The platform was dead silent. All we could hear were our breaths, tight with anxiety. He gripped my sleeves tightly. I could feel his thin fingers trembling. You don't have to be so afraid. It'll be okay.
でも、
First things first, we should figure out the name of this station. I looked around until something caught my eye. No way.
どうしたの？
Nervously, I pointed towards a nearby sign. On that simple sign was written the station name. Kisaragi Station? Nothing here seemed familiar, but I'd heard the name of the station before.
聞いたことない駅ですけど、知ってるんですか？
You've never heard about the urban legend of Kisaragi Station? Sayaka had told it to me over and over.
如月駅は異界に存在すると言われている駅。如月駅の正体は明かされていなくて、ネットではいろいろな考察がされているけど、 一度降りてしまったら生きては戻れない、そう言われている。
That's the rumor anyway. An urban legend famous online. It's a fictitious train station located in an alternate world. Some claim to have actually gone there, which led to the rumor spreading online.
そんな
His voice choked softly, barely audible.
嫌だよ。それじゃあ僕たち帰れないの？
Well, that's what the urban legend says. Maybe there really is a Kisaragi station somewhere, one that we just didn't know about. Even as I spoke the words, I knew that was unlikely to be the case.
でも都市伝説と同じ駅名なんて絶対におかしい。こんな変な景色見たことないし、異界って言われた方が納得できるよ。
I was at a loss for words. I hoped it was a mistake or perhaps even a dream. But the lukewarm wind on my face and the unnatural glaring red light, it all felt too real, too present.
どうしよう。なんでこんなことになっちゃったんだ。ただ電車に乗っていただけなのに。ただ家に帰りたかっただけなのに。
His voice echoed, distant and forlorn. Thank you for the pets. I feel so dizzy. I can't even recall getting on the train. I was at school, ready to leave. My mind struggled to retrace my steps. Wait, I was about to head home. And then what happened? The next memory eluded me. No, this isn't the time to be thinking through all of this. We have to get home.
わかってるけど、どうやって帰るのさ。
A train! We're at a station, right? All we have to do is find another train to take us back. A sense of dread crept over me, but I shook it off and turned around. The train we arrived on should have been there still, but...
さっきまで電車あったのに。
I didn't hear it leave. But now there was nothing, just a void illuminated in the crimson glow.
もう終わりだ。
A single tear ran down his cheek.
僕たちどうやっても帰れないんだ。
His eyes brimmed with tears and he began to weep. As I watched him panic, I felt a chill run up my spine to my head. No, if I lose my composure now... Everything will be alright. Please don't cry.
そんなこと言われても。
If I want to find out a way for both of us, I gotta stay calm. Alright, let's see. We got an affection marker, so let's work together to get home or stop being so pessimistic. We'll be nice to him. Let's work together to find our way back.
電車がもうないのに方法なんてあるのかな。
I understand his doubts, but I'm sure we'll be okay. Stay positive. I couldn't find the words to cheer him up. Yet he seemed to take heart, looking up and wiping his tears with his sleeve.
そうだよね。弱音を吐いちゃってごめんなさい。
It's okay. I'm just as scared.
もう大丈夫。二人で帰る方法を探そう。
Sure. Now that I think about it. I just realized I haven't introduced myself yet. In the midst of all this chaos, I still didn't know his name. I'm Dami, and you are?
僕は南だよ。よろしくね。
He extended his hand, which I shook. Then his face lit up with a smile.
ねえねえ、君も成見ヶ浜が地元？
Yes, I am. I assume you are too, right, Minami? You mentioned heading home to Narimigahama earlier.
さっきまでの僕は忘れてください。取り乱しすぎて男として恥ずかしい。というか、その制服って成見ヶ浜高校のだよね。もしかして17だったりするかな？
Yes, I am. Are you around the same age, Minami?
ああ、すっごい偶然。地元が同じで年も同じなんて。親近感湧いちゃうな。仲良しになれそう。
I think so too. I'm relieved we have something in common, but... At first he was so upset, but now all smiles. Although we met under strange circumstances, I was quite glad not to be alone. Now that I look closer, his style is quite unique. He'd definitely stand out in a crowd.
どうしたの？
Oh, it's nothing. What do you say? Should we try heading out of the station? I quickly tried to let go of his grip.
どうしたの？
It's a bit hard to walk if you keep holding my hand.
不安だから繋いでいてもいい？
Oh, I hadn't noticed before, but his fingers were still shaking slightly. I thought he was okay because he was smiling. Of course, I'm still a bit scared too. Let's keep holding hands for now.
君って優しいね。心が温かくなるよ。ありがとう。
He smiled and nodded. We gripped our hands together more tightly and started heading towards the exit. Well then, that was quite something. What the fuck?
あ、よかった。人がいるよ。
This is a really weird looking place. Yes, I see them. We spotted a few people wandering near the station, but their presence didn't comfort me at all. This place definitely isn't normal. Gazing at the sky, the moon shone an ominous red like blood. No normal person would be able to walk around in a place like this and be unfazed by it. Are they even human? From a distance, their figures seem distorted.
ねえ、話しかけてみようよ。
Maybe we should try just heading back to the station?
でも、またあそこに戻っても意味ないと思うけど。だって電車はもうないんだよ。
I know, but everything inside me was screaming that this place was dangerous. Maybe it's safer to wait inside. The train might come back after all. Minami's attention suddenly shifted. I strained to see what caught his eye. Ugh. My vision blurred. I tried to escape with all my strength, but then... What's that smell? Huh? Something's wrong. My mind felt numb and my consciousness rapidly fading. Overwhelmed with drowsiness, I found myself unable to stand. Me. Ooh. Well,
ねえ、起きなさいってば。
I know that voice.
やっと起きたのね。お休みだからってだらしないわよ。早く起きてご飯食べちゃいなさい。
Wow, that stained glass window looks almost exactly like what we just saw. There's gotta be some kind of link there. Oh! Was it all a dream?
あら。寝ぼけているの？
What a relief. I saw my mom chuckle even more.
まったく仕方ない子ね。
Whoa! Big sis has some style. Damn, very nice. Huh? I thought I was speaking to my mom, but it was my sister standing there.
あら、顔が真っ青よ。そんなに怖い夢だったのかしら。
Her face and voice were like my sister's, but her words felt eerily like my mom's. Then it hit me. Am I still dreaming? Just then... I was stunned as the entire scene shifted. What's happening? A strange mystical space unfolded before my eyes. A shadow loomed in the distance. I squinted, trying to make out its shape. Ah! Suddenly, it was right before me. Oh no, I can't breathe. It felt like an invisible force was choking me. I was paralyzed. My body seized up with pain.
すぐに来られなくてごめんね。俺がいない間、幸せな夢でも見ていたか？
He exuded an aura of despair. The way he spoke filled me with dread and fear.
やっとここで会えたね。
Who? I wanted to speak, but my lips wouldn't move. Truthfully, I didn't really care who he was. I just was desperate to escape that place.
俺を受け入れれば苦しい思いをしなくて済むんだが、今は無理か。如月駅に来てくれてありがとね。やっとお前と話すことができて嬉しくて興奮しているよ。
How does he know me? Who is he?
ああ、そうだった。
I was silent, but it seemed like he was able to read my mind. His response caught me off guard.
俺は無の人間の夢に
Oh no, an incubus.
そしてお前に魂の契約を願い出る
I hope he's hot. Incubus? A soul pact?
もっと早くに契約をしたかったんだが お前が写し湯にいる間は叶わなくてね。お前には死神のようなうざったいものがついていたからずっと手を出せずにいたんだが。
We're being shadowed by a god of death?
この地獄だけは神の力が及ばない場所。ようやくお前と契約を交わせそうだ。
Hell? A god? What's he talking about? His words were a barrage of nonsense. I struggled to follow. Overwhelmed, my head just couldn't keep up. Alright, we'll be back at this in 3 minutes, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back, and then we will continue this strange journey. Sorry, I got lost down a rabbit hole. I'm back now. Welcome back to stream. I got some Silent Hill 2 and 3 themed earrings from a con. I'll be sharing them soon. Nice. Alright, let's continue. More than anything, it's all just so painful. I felt like succumbing to the agony. Hello, welcome.
もう少し遊びに付き合ってもらう。ずーっとお前に会いたかったんだ。戯れる時があってもいい。それにあっさり奪ってしまえるほど俺は薄情じゃないから。
He's very patient for a demon. Him? A floral scent filled the air, drawing my consciousness back to the
そろ
surface.
そろ時間か。面白おかしい遊戯を俺は好む。楽しもうね。
With that, the entity vanished. I felt like I was rising, emerging slowly upward like from the bottom of a deep pool. I felt my consciousness slowly returning to me. And then a light appeared. Well, that wasn't normal. Nothing about that was normal. Oh no, we're back in Redville. The first thing I saw was the blood red moon in the sky bathed in its glow. Is this a new dream, or... I felt a hard, cold surface beneath me, yet there was some warmth there, too. I felt an odd sensation on my hand as well. Turning my head, I saw a man I didn't know. He was... Okay. Huh? He knelt down on the ground and cradled me gently, disregarding how he dirtied his clothes. His fingertips and then his lips slowly traced the back of my hand. I tried to pull away, but I was still weak from having just woken up. Please let me go! He continued kissing my hand, glancing up at me as he did so. His white hair fell over his eyes, revealing a handsome, cold expression through his bangs. He? Purify?
これは別に恋愛的なものではなく、あなたのためにしていることなのだと理解しなさい。
What's he talking about?
そろそろいいでしょう。
He stopped kissing me, then gently helped me sit up.
浄化完了です。お疲れ様
I
で
guess he
し
must
た。
be a priest. Thank you? I was confused, but given the fact that he was helping me up, I decided it was best to be polite and thank him. That's right. Where are we? The person I was with, where is he?
落ち着きなさい。順に説明しますから。
He cleared his throat in preparation before speaking.
ここはヘルオーガニゼーション東日本支部。
What?
略称を
Ho?
HO。
We're at Ho? Okay. Nothing is normal, but hey, at least there's hot guys. Well now, purifying kisses? That's actually cool. Creepy, but cool. It's very interesting. I can't believe we're in Ho.
私は HO で大看守として働いてい
He's
ま
the
す。
Grand Warder of the
セイヤと
Ho.
申します。
Huh? What was that? Eastern Japan's branch of what? Seiya grinned.
ヘルオーガニゼーション。あなたにも分かるように言うならば、汚れた死者を迎える場所、地獄です。
Wow. We're in hell. Did you say what? I desperately hoped I'd misunderstood.
ですから地獄です。生前罪を犯した魂がここに落とされます。
Hell?
この地獄だけは神の力が及ばない場所。ようやくお前と契約を交わせそうだ。
My dream also mentioned hell. It seemed too odd to be mere coincidence. I can't believe hell really exists, but the atmosphere was intense. The sky was a deep crimson, with the blood-red moon glowing ominously. So I really am in hell? In that case, am I dead?
いいえ、あなたはまだ生きていますよ。あなたの名は死者のリストに載っていませんでしたから。
Seiya gently touched my hand again.
それに あなたには聖者にしかないぬくもりがある。
He then placed my hand back on my lap.
申し上げておきますが、フルネーム
Oh,
を
he's
知
a
っているのは
stalker. Of course he
あな
is.
たを付け狙っているストーカ
Why
ー
wouldn't he be?
というわけではなく、HO の大監視として
Oh, he has a very dry sense of humor, I see.
くれぐれも勘違いなさらないでくださいね。あなたは私のタイプではないですし、それに
I tune him out, almost totally lost in thought. Wait, if I'm alive, then why am I in hell? Seiya looked at me sympathetically.
あなたを助けたとき、あなたは悪魔に抱えられていました。きっと悪魔に心を奪われ、さらわれてきたのでしょう。
Oh, that incubus guy. A demon? Seriously? His words were so unexpected, I merely stared back at him, speechless. A demon? Like a demon demon?
知力が低い質問ですが、そこはもう積もりましょう。
I don't understand the question and I won't respond to it.
悪しき存在としてあらゆるものを惑わし災いをもたらす、それが悪魔。
So demons really exist? It was hard to believe, but standing as I was in hell, perhaps I had to reconsider everything. Alright, so I guess I have to accept that demons are real, for now at least. But I wasn't abducted, I was with someone after I left the station. That's right, then came the flowery scent and I passed out. It's strange, but I suddenly became drowsy and the next thing I knew, I was here. That question's stupid. Don't be stupid. We're not stupid hoes.
その一緒にいたというのが悪魔なのです。
Minami was the demon? But he was so cute! I can't believe it. He seems so...
南、そう名乗ったのではありませんか？南の
Yes!
そばにいたら眠くなって倒れた。おそらくあれの放
Oh,
つ
he's a musk demon.
甘った
Got
るい
it.
匂いでも嗅がされたのでしょう。そして夢へと誘われた。無魔が出てくる悪夢を見たのでは？
He was dead on. I quickly fell silent. It was clear he wasn't joking, which only made me more anxious. Minami? A demon? Still, I couldn't get myself to accept that. Did you capture Minami?
いいえ、あれを滅することは容易ではありませんから。
Oh wow, I definitely
あ
feel
なたを
something
救
with
出
scenting
した
demons.
後、さ
Yeah,
っさと離れました。
which means he's still out there. As I processed Seiya's words, the idea of Minami being a demon lingered. Oh hey, we've got his affection up. I understand you're telling me this because you're worried about me, but I need to see Minami and ask him myself. I won't believe it otherwise. Although I just met Minami, I couldn't believe myself to bring him to myself to believe he was evil. On the other hand, Seiya had told me all of this, and he didn't seem evil either. One of them is lying to me, and that I can't stand for.
あなたと南の関係がどれほど深いものなのかわかりませんが、私に対しては上出来でしょう。
Huh?
ここでは関係が浅い相手にはそれくらい警戒心がある方がいい。そう褒めているのです。
Thank you? I didn't know how else to respond, but his praise felt strange since I was doubting his story.
そうと決まれば、南ともう一度会って確かめてきなさい。私か南か。信じるのはあなたの自由ですが、私があなたを手助けするのも自由。もし南の側についたとしても、いずれあなたをさらいに行きましょう。
What do you mean?
決まっているでしょう。写し世へ返すのですよ。
I've heard that term before. What do you mean by the mortal realm?
聖者が住まう世のことを指します。厳密に言うと、死者も霊としていますから、聖者だけの世ではありませんが。
The world which the living reside in.
というわけで、早速あなたの一助となりましょう。
He approached a nearby tree and placed his hands on it. As he did, a white petal began to flutter its way down to him from the tree. The whole thing looked like magic, and I watched, dumbfounded by it. Seiya then took my hand and gently laid the petal in my palm.
これは汚れを跳ねのける力があるカリファの花。一度だけ悪魔からあなたを守ってくれるでしょう。
The petal of a flower that blooms in hell. It is said to have the powers of purification. The petal seemed to glow in my hand, filling me with a strange sensation. How does it protect me?
南に会えばわかります。ですが、あなたの心はあなた次第。悪魔に翻弄されることがあれば、あなたの精神は確実に狂っていくでしょう。今から言うことをよく覚えておきなさい。
I'll be careful.
それと、道案内がないと不安でしょうから、これを。
He handed me something from his pocket. A device I recognized immediately. Hey, it's a cell phone. A smartphone?
写し用のものと似て非なるものですが、地図アプリやメッセージアプリなどが入っています。
I never expected smartphones to exist in hell. I, on the other hand, do expect smartphones will exist in hell because they seem like hellacious devices. I was curious about how the device functioned, but I knew now wasn't the time to ask about it. Seiya showed me how to use the device, and I bowed deeply to thank him. Thank you. I'm so grateful for your help. I'm really glad I met you.
出会えてよかったなんて、そのようなことを言われたら運命的な何かを感じて胸が高鳴ってしまうではないですか。
Oh, we didn't mean it like that, dude. Under the red moonlight, his face seemed to glow as he blushed. Excuse me?
好意を持っていただいて嬉しいのですが、私の超えるスピードでアプローチされても戸惑うけれど、それもいい。
Seiya, anyway, this is how 2FA works. Wait a minute. I think there's been a misunderstanding.
強がるのもまたいいことです。
Oh, he's a freak. I see. I knew there was nothing I could say to convince him otherwise. Well, I'll return the smartphone to you later, okay, Seiya?
せいやさん。
What now?
名を呼ばれると心がぐっと近づいたように感じて。
Oh my god.
まったく急に呼ばれるとドキドキが止まらないではないですか。私の名を呼ぶときは気をつけるように。
I'll be sure to be careful. Anyway, I'd better get on my way. Overwhelmed by Seiya, I quickly fled to escape the awkward situation. The Grand Warder of Hell, he monitors those who sinned in life and is knowledgeable about the hidden realm. He is not calm and quiet, yet maintains a unique aura.
あ、待ちなさい。まだ。はあ、ローブを持たせようと思ったのに。
Oh, does he have a cane of some kind? It
追い
kind of
か
looks
け
like
る
he
つも
might.
りだったからちょうどいいか。
After parting with Dami, I informed an HO member that I was heading out and followed after her. Walking through HO's vast building, I could only sigh.
どうして聖者がまたここに。
Minami's a musk demon HO. Anyway, I put my number, hit me up sometime, K. This is just like what happened with the other girl 70 years ago. Something about Dami reminds me of her. Back then, I was inexperienced, and I failed to save that girl. I wouldn't let that happen again.
必ずお救いいたします。
I muttered quietly, more to myself than anyone else. Then I quickened my pace. Huh. That was interesting. Whoa, this place looking wild. As I searched for Minami, I found myself in a bustling area. I didn't know hell had places like this. People went about their business, seemingly unfazed by a living person like me. But I feel like some are glancing at me. Perhaps they can tell I'm alive? Their stares made me feel out of place, and I couldn't help but look away. Some of them didn't even appear human, leaving me feeling very uneasy. Just passing by them sent chills down my spine. I'm so terrified right now. I need to find Minami quickly.
お嬢さん、大丈夫かい？悲鳴を上げられるとは愉快愉快。
I'm in a hurry. I tried to walk past it, but the strange creature blocked my path.
まあ待ちなさい。取って食ったりはせん。顔色が良くないように思って心配でな。気分が悪いならこれを飲みなさい。
He offered me a can. Seeing as he told me to drink it, I assumed it was some kind of beverage. I don't think he's going to let me pass unless I take it from him. Thanks. As I reached for it, someone else quickly grabbed the can from me. Oh, it's him! Minami! Without acknowledging me, he threw the can to the ground. Hey!
何をする？
Minami's glare froze the thing in place.
こっち。
Wait!
俺のものに手を出す。
Oh my god. What did he just say? Passing the man, I thought I heard Minami mumble something. That thing was so persistent before. Why did he let us pass so easily now? Despite Minami throwing the can away, the creature didn't react angrily and let us pass. We hurried through ruined buildings and down a narrowed alleyway. Where are we going? I asked him repeatedly, but Minami kept his eyes glued forward, never once responding. I can't breathe! I was out of breath and my legs ached. Minami just suddenly stopped. He looked down, silent. Why won't he answer me? I recalled his intense glare earlier. He seemed ready to attack the man. Minami's husky chuckle broke the silence. He sank to the ground.
怖くてどうにかなっちゃいそうだった。はあ、怖かった。
Huh? He looked so vulnerable, almost as though he's about to burst into tears. Was he merely acting back there?
でもよかった。君があれを口にしなくて。
What do you mean?
君を探している時に知ったんだけど、ここの食べ物は生きている僕たちにとって毒みたいなもので、
Is he play acting?
食べたらここの住民になってずっと出られなくなるんだって。
What?
僕さ、食べるの好きだからうっかり口にしそうになってすっごく怖かったよ。
I covered my mouth in shock. I almost drank it without thinking twice. And if I did, I would have been trapped in hell. Thank you, Minami. Without you, I don't know what I would have done. I knew it. There's just no way that Minami could be a demon. If he were, he wouldn't have saved me back there. But you scared me back there, Minami. You were like a different person.
あの睨みを聞かせた時かな。
Yes, your eyes were so frightening. That creature seemed petrified of you.
君みたいに強くなりたくてさ。
Me? Minami placed his hand on the wall and slowly pulled himself up from the
こ
ground.
こに着いた時、僕は震え上がって怯えてるだけだった。でも、君が引っ張ってくれて、だから前を向くことができたんだ。
I had no idea he saw me that way.
今度は僕が君を守るから。
He smiled, looking far more angelic than demonic. Thank you. I don't want to have any more doubts about Minami, so I decided to ask him the lingering questions that were on my mind. What happened after I fainted at the station? Minami's shoulders shook. His brows furrowed and tears welled up in his eyes.
ごめんなさい。僕のせいなんだ。僕が君をあいつから守れてたら、はぐれることなんてなかったのに。
Who are you talking about? If he dodges the question here. A pang of anxiety hit me. Was it fear or guilt?
白髪の背が
Oh
高い
no,
男
we're not playing this game. They're lying about each other.
その人、僕のことを悪魔とか言って襲いかかってきて。
Minami hugged himself, shivering with fear.
僕、何もしてないのに、とても怖くて、あの人こそ悪魔なんじゃないかって思うくらい怖かった。
both accused each other of being a demon. I wasn't outright doubting Minami, but I found it equally hard to believe Seiya was lying to me too. I was with that man just a minute ago. He seemed to know you, Minami.
名乗ったんだ。怪しい人間じゃない。もちろん悪魔でもないって。身分を明かしたら大丈夫かなって思ったけど。
Minami looked down. Hunched over in fear, he gazed up at me sadly.
君も僕を疑うの？
I don't want to doubt him, but
私か、南か。
indeed they do.
信じるのはあなたの自由ですが。
I was torn between believing Seiya or Minami. I have to choose. Oh man. Insanity? What? I don't know what that means. Oh dear. I have a feeling this is a pretty significant choice. I guess we should side with Seiya because we already did his affection once. I want to see Seiya again, but I couldn't just leave Minami here.
ね
As I was lost in thought, a sudden deep voice jolted me back to reality. Looking up, I saw only Minami standing before me. Whose voice was that?
どうして黙っているの？
Oh, sorry. Did I imagine that voice just now? I shook my head and looked directly at Minami again. About that tall man I was with earlier. I borrowed something from him, so I'd like to go return it to him. You're not comfortable with him thinking you're a demon, right? You won't be able to calm down with that on your mind, right?
だから一緒にその人のところへ行こうってこと？僕言ったよね。とっても怖い思いをしたって。
Oh god. The manipulation. They seem to have history. In actuality, we were roommates. Then I'll protect you. I'll tell him you're not a demon. Please, come with me. Oh shit. I extended my hand to him. He hesitated, then took my hand. But as soon as our fingers touched... Ah! A sharp pain shot through the point where our hands touched, and I instinctively pulled back. What was that?
ああ、ここまでか。
He murmured softly, and I felt a warm glow emanating from my pocket. The Khalifa petal? Recalling Seiya's words, I reached in and pulled out the flower. The petal glowed, then slowly withered to nothing more than black ash. What's happening?
見たままです。南が悪魔であるという証拠に他ならない。
Seiya's tall figures glided silently past me.
彼らの
Seiya!
花が枯れた。その意味は説明せずともわかりますね。
Seiya, you never paid rent on time, Minami, while you're a man whore. With a cold expression on his face, Seiya took something and threw it at Minami. As he ducked to avoid it, Minami wore an insidious look unlike any I'd seen from him before.
せいやったら邪魔しに来るの遅いんだもん。如月駅でやり合った時傷つけちゃったの。
Holy shit!
心配したじゃない。
He's an actual demon. What is that?
気持ち悪いことを言わないでいただけますか。お前のそういうところが私の気に障る。
Seiya flicked his wrist, bringing the chain back to him. The lamp, however, changed directions and targeted Minami once more.
そんなもので俺をどうしようっての？お前は成人すぎて鎖の軌道でさえ騙せないのに。
He then looked at me. Geez, stop fighting, you're both hot. Yeah.
お前って趣味が悪いね。こんなの信用するなんてさ、がっかりしちゃったな。
I'm the one who's disappointed. Minami's smile vanished, his face returning to the previous helpless look.
ごめん、がっかりさせて。でも、もう大丈夫だよ。これからは素の俺でお前と会える。
I don't know if I want to. His devilish smirk returned. I don't need to see you anymore.
あるんだよ。夢の中で。ね。
That's right. He caused that dream before.
彼女ならお前の悪趣味な夢をも耐えてみせるでしょう。
Seiya's smile alone provided solace to me.
お前の狙いは分かっています。悪魔が欲するのは人間の魂。
Alright, so an incubus is a devil that tries to toy with its victims' hearts in their dreams. Those targeted must keep a strong heart and never listen to an incubus.
彼女に悪夢を見せ、惑わし、魂の契約をするつもりでしょう。
Kick him? Well, I mean, we tried to do something to him. A soul pact. He mentioned that in my dream before.
ああ、そうだよ。こいつの魂が欲しくてたまらなくてさ。長い間待っていた甲斐があったよ。こうして手の届く範囲に来てくれて。
His dreamy gaze made me involuntarily step back.
長い間。
It seemed both Seiya and I picked up on those words. Has he known me for long? Why has he been watching me? And why?
まあ、すぐに契約を交わそうとは思ってないから安心してよ。
お前の言葉を信じるとでも？
まあそうだよね。でも今のは本当だ。
I mean, if he's into must-play and is into my must, then it's kinda hot. But he should have just asked, right? That's how I feel. Like, you could have asked. I probably would have said yes. Huh? His gaze was unexpectedly kind. Why is he looking at me like that?
でもね、聖夜が邪魔なんだよね。カリファの花なんて持たせちゃってさ、自分は後から駆けつけてヒーロー気取り？聖夜さん、お前まだ悪魔払いなんてやってるわけ？
Pull his horns, dig them deeper, make him clang heart loud enough for his ears to ring. My red flag sensors are going off. I mean, he's definitely a red flag.
一度地獄に落ちた罪人が過去の栄光
Oh
にしがみつい
shit!
ちゃって。
Our priest man is a
お前は
criminal.
もうエクソシストじゃないんだよ。
Seiya? A criminal? And a former exorcist?
私の人生をか。
Seiya swung his chain around again, but Minami dodged. Then, Minami stared at me, smirked, and mouthed something to me.
待ってるよ。二人きりの夢の世界で。
Ugh. Given the distance, I shouldn't have been able to hear him, but his voice rang inside my head. The strange sensation of him speaking directly in my head confused me, and before I knew it, Minami was gone. Oh my. Now we're in chapter 2. Time to grab the holy water, grabs pot, pours water, then boils the hell out of it. Yeah, I don't know why Seiya didn't use holy water on him. That's kind of interesting. Maybe they just don't have holy water down in hell. It hadn't been long after Minami vanished from the alley, but it felt like I had been wandering for hours. I was exhausted, so Seiya brought me back to the HO building and showed me a room.
殺風景な部屋ではありますが、体を休めるスペースもあります。ソファーで申し訳ありませんが、ゆっくりくつろいでください。
Thank you. I followed his suggestion, sitting on the couch by the window. I looked around the room. There was a large cylindrical device stretching from ceiling to floor. Other than that, nothing particularly stood out. Is that a PC on the desk? Smartphones, computers, many devices here in Hell resembled those in the mortal realm. What is this room, Seiya?
ああ、私の部屋です。とはいえ、あまりここで業務を行うことはありませんがね。
Seiya did claim to be a Grand Warder. I didn't know exactly what that meant, but the office seemed to imply a fairly high-ranking position. Was it really okay just to follow Seiya's orders and come here with him? Minami's words kept repeating over and over in my head.
聖夜さん、お前まだ悪魔払いなんてやってるわけ？一度地獄に落ちた罪人が過去の栄光にしがみついちゃって。お前。
Despite Minami's accusations, Seiya said nothing in reply. I didn't think Seiya was a bad person, but I also didn't know him well enough to say for sure. So, when someone goes to hell, is there like some kind of judgment process? How does that all work? If you committed crimes in life, there must be some kind of trial, right?
そうですね。 裁きも多岐にわたり説明するのは容易ではありませんが、あなたにもわかるよう簡潔にしましょう。最も重い罰は処刑です。処刑されると魂が消滅し無になります。
At least hell has some kind of retribution for people who have been unreasonably bad.
軽い罰でしたら刑期が課せられ、それが終われば釈放になりますので、成仏することも可能です。
I see. Does that mean that Seiya has served his time here and is now working in Hell? Hell Organization, also known as HO. Souls who have committed grave sins in life are tried here. The sentence varies based on the weight of the soul's crimes. The worst punishment is execution. Seiya works for the HO. Seiya works for HOs, apparently. Minami, the demon, and Seiya, the sinner. Perhaps no one in Hell is innocent.
ああ、そうだ。あなたにお渡ししたスマホですが、そのまま持っていてください。私は仕事がありますので、常にあなたのそばにはいられませんから、それで連絡を取り合いましょう。うつしおへ帰るときに返却していただければいいです。
Thank you. Returning to the mortal realm. Do you really think I'll be able to go home? The strange and unfamiliar surroundings here in Hell filled me with a sense of despair. I felt lost in a world of darkness, and I wanted nothing more than to escape this reality.
顔を上げなさい。
Seiya's hand rested on my shoulder, yet I couldn't bring myself to look at him. I might as well just die. Dami Ishiki. His tone was quiet, yet reprimanding. I looked up, feeling as if I'd been slapped.
しっかりしなさい。あなただけの問題ではないのですよ。待っている者たちがいることをお忘れですか？
I couldn't bear the terrible events that had befallen me, but I had been too focused on myself to think clearly. He's right. They're waiting for me. So time in the mortal realm is still passing normally, isn't it?
その通りです。時間は
Oh, the same amount of time passes in both
平等
places.
ですから。質問される前に教えておきますが、隔離をとは死者の世のことを指します。
Before you ask, the hidden realm is the realm of the dead.
この地獄や成仏した先にある世、それらすべてをひっくるめて隔離をと言います。
Huh, interesting. I was impressed with Seiya's knowledge, and he seemed to know what I was going to ask next.
いいですか？うつし世へ帰れなければ、あなたは地獄の空気に精神が病み、なくなります。
No!
先ほど死を考えたばかりのあなたが驚愕するとは滑稽ですね。
I can't argue with that.
まあ、ここに住みたいというの
Oh my
なら、
god.
うつし世へ帰った後、銀行強盗か殺人でもして出直してきてください。その時は、私も HO の大看守としてあなたを手厚くもてなしましょう。
Once I get home, I'll never come back here. I blurted out the words, and Seiya merely laughed. It seemed like he was merely teasing me, and I simply sighed. Can I really trust Seiya? Minami, the guy who spoke to me in town, none of them seemed safe to trust. Was the same true of Seiya? Seiya, there's something I want to ask you. Why do you want to save me? His playful aura vanished, sorrow in its place. I hadn't expected this reaction. Do his actions have something to do with me? We need Febreze kissed by the lips of the muskiest man in existence. This is a tall grade red flag that we are dealing with. This is hot. Get the sacred, holy, musky fundoshi. Translation, please do a crime. I want to marry you. Seiya looked down and began to speak slowly.
私はこれまでに2つの罪を犯しました。そのどちらもが自身の弱さゆえに起きてしまった悲劇。
He met my eyes squarely.
他者を救うことこそ贖罪となるのです。
His words seemed genuine. I understood his motive of trying to clear his sins by helping others, but why did he specifically mention me? I still don't totally get it. I mean, I don't really know much about you, Seiya.
それでいいのですよ。私を知る必要はない。ただ私に助けられてください。
Is that really okay? Could I really depend on him? Oh man. Well, we already got points up with him, so I guess we may as well continue. Maybe I can rely on Seiya. He's the only one I have right now anyway. Thank you for offering to help. I'll gladly accept your offer. Is something wrong?
いえ、何でもありません。
Maybe he wanted us to not rely on him? Oh dear, maybe we were supposed to not trust him to get the point. Well, I'll make an effort to trust you. Seiya gave me a big smile, but it seemed oddly forced, which made me feel uneasy.
優しいですね、あなたは。信用をするために努力してくださるなんて。
Maybe we shouldn't have made the choice to trust him.
なんて優しい人なんでしょう。努力が必要な信用など、私のこの笑顔と同じ。出来の悪い、不細工な作り物に等しい。
He seemed to see through my answer. Yeah, I'm sorry. Honestly, I'm not sure if I can trust you yet, even if I wanted to.
本心を隠されていてはいくら察しのいい私でもうまくやっていける自信が持てません。
I'm sorry. I'll try to be more open. Guess I shouldn't try to hide anything from Seiya.
とりあえず少し眠りなさい。疲労が溜まったままだとろくに頭も働きません。そうなれば帰る方法の話し合いすらままならないでしょう。
I'm fine. I still feel energetic. Sleep was the last thing on my mind, especially in the presence of someone I still didn't fully trust. Not to mention, the nightmare might return. That suffocating feeling, the demon's breath all around me, chilling me from head to toe. I could hardly breathe, it was so painful. The eerie voice that didn't slip into my ears as much as it did ring inside my brain. I dreaded hearing that voice again.
南が怖くて眠れないといったところでしょうか。
Seiya looked at me as if he could see through me. He had hit the nail on the head, yet I was in no mood to confirm or deny his suspicions. It seems Seiya already understands everything, in which case, I decided to share the feelings that were bubbling up inside me. I wanted to trust Minami. Minami had made it seem as though we were in the same situation. While it's true I was beginning to trust him even more than that, I wanted to believe I wasn't alone. His presence was the only thing keeping me sane in this unfamiliar world. I feel awful for wanting someone else to share this burden with, but I knew confessing these twisted feelings to Seiya wouldn't absolve me of anything. Still,
あなたは正常ですよ。人間は自身の感情を他者と共有したい生き物です。楽しさだったり、嬉しさだったり、時には悲しみや辛さすらも共有し、ですからあなたは正常なのですよ。
Seiya's words made me feel as though I was forgiven for the selfish nature of my thoughts, and made my heart feel light. I felt warmth returning to my cold, sweaty fingertips.
眠れないようですし、少しお付き合いいたします。
Seiya drew a nearby chair and sat next to me. Seiya?
南に代わり、私があなたの不幸を共有しましょう。
Yes, of course. Initially, I found Seiya oppressive, someone not to be challenged. I found him to be intimidating. But not in that moment.
では、悪魔について話しましょうか。いや、南に関してと言った方がいいか。
Oh, that's right. I heard something about you being an exorcist, right?
元が抜けています。
So it was true. Minami had said something about exorcism before, right? My only impression of exorcists came from watching horror movies, but Seiya seemed to match with those notions. Someone who performs a ritual to drive away demons from possessed people. Who knew those horror movies Sayaka made me watch would come in handy someday? Besides Minami, do you know any other demons?
ええ、苦しめられた過去があります。
Seiya's eyes seemed to drift as he spoke, lost in memories. Maybe it's a sensitive topic. Would it be okay if I told you about the dream I had with Minami? I wanted to steer the conversation back to my experience, and Seiya nodded solemnly. Just recalling it gave me chills, but I knew I needed to confront it. One thing Minami said really struck me. He mentioned something about a soul pact. I've been wondering what that means.
本人もそう言っていましたね。悪魔は人間の魂が大好物ですから、あなたにこだわる理由がわからない。長年追い求めるほど特別な魂ということらしいですが。
I've been wondering about that too. Why would he be after my soul?
今回のこと以外で南に会ったことは？
I'm sure I haven't. I know I would remember meeting someone like that in a dream.
聞き方を変えましょう。現実で会った覚えはありますか？
I don't think so. But he could have been disguised, right? And can Minami even visit the mortal realm? I remember meeting him on the train, and the next thing I knew, we were in hell.
人の姿を保てているくらいですから、そこそこ力を有している悪魔だと見ています。ただし南、ムマは写し世にいようが隠り世にいようが関係ないのですよ。なぜなら夢を支配する悪魔のだからどうしてもわからないのです。長年あなたの魂を狙っていて、どうして今のタイミングなのかと。
About that.
もっと早くに契約をしたかったんだが、お前が写し世にいる間は叶わなくてね。
That's what he said. Seiya gave me a dubious look.
それについての理由は？
What did he say again?
夢はおぼろげで、あやふやな部分もあるかと思いますが、これは大事なことです。よく思い出してみてください。
He spoke softly, but I knew how serious he was. He said, "Oh yes, the god of death thing." Oh, I remember.
お前には死神のようなうざったいものがついていたから、ずっと手を出せずにいたんだが。この地獄だけは神の力が及ばない場所。ようやくお前と契約を交わせそうだ。
I shared with Seiya what I had remembered, and his expression turned to one of alarm.
確かにそう言ったのですか？
Yes, I was certain, but recalling Minami's words gave me chills. A god of death is stalking me. He must be lying, right? Seiya remained silent, looking at me with an inquisitive gaze. Seiya?
死神がついていたなら、生きながらに地獄へ来るとは考えられない。それならば、死神のようなものとは、厳密には死神ではない。南が近づけなかったの
Oh my.
神であるのはそうなのだろうが。
As Seiya pondered aloud, I listened attentively. I need to try to come up with my own conclusions. Seiya seemed to be thinking about the god that was stalking me, so I tried to tackle the issue from another angle. A god of death. My god, it's Truck-kun. Truck-kun? Maybe I should think about how Minami brought me here? After all, I still don't remember anything after school until I was on the train. About this god, could it be that they left my side for some reason? Minami might have realized the god wasn't near me, and that's when he brought me to the train. My memory only starts on the train. I can't remember anything before that.
記憶がない。いつからないのですか？
Right after school. I was preparing to head home, and I don't know if I fell asleep, but when I woke up, I was on the train. What do you think of my theory? Truck-kun. He runs over innocent bystanders and sends them to other worlds. Beware them. Beware him. Oh yes, the Isekai god. It's completely misguided.
言ったはずです。南は無魔。あなたが写し世にいようと関係なく、夢に現れることが可能だと。
Right, so there was no need for him to bring me to the train. Wait, then, who brought me here? I wasn't really asking Seiya. The words just kind of slipped out of my mouth.
南に惑わされてここに来たと そう思っていたのですが、考えを改める必要があるようですね。
Seiya stood, returned to his chair, and began organizing documents on his desk.
そろそろ仕事に戻らねばなりませんし、少し考える時間をください。
Oh, right. Sorry for distracting you.
邪魔ではありませんよ。私があなたに関わりたいのですから。お休みになられないようでしたら、中庭へ出てカリファの空気に触れるのがいいでしょう。HO の敷地内でしたらカリファの力があるので、南も入って来られないでしょうし。もし外出なさるおつもりなら、カリファの花を忘れずに。
Oh, sorry. The fish. I don't do the fish normally when I do like keys and stuff like that. I try to take like as much gimmicky and like self-promotion stuff off as I can, just because I want to focus on like the developers and their games. So, sorry about that. I'm allowed to leave.
止めたところで、あなたは行くでしょうから。
He spoke with a wry smile and handed me some kind of cloak. What's this?
外出用のローブです。HO の紋が入っているので、
We have a hoe
手を
robe.
出してくる者はいないでしょ
Thank you. This is very helpful.
う。できるなら外出は控えてください。それでは。
After Seiya left, I found myself alone in the room, gazing out the window. Being alone like this, I'm worried I'll fall asleep. Perhaps some fresh air might help. I decided to follow Seiya's advice and visit the courtyard. Along with their cousins Train-chan for accidents, Book-chan for sleeping and accidentally winding up inside the book, Plain-san for explosive surprises, and Knife-senpai, helpful for a sudden attack on the streets, to be isekai'd into other worlds. Interesting. We're learning things about isekais today. Speaking of, I think that will do it for now. How do I... Oh, there we go. It is just past 2 hours, which is usually how long I like to keep these key streams, for accessibility purposes, so... Thank you guys so much for joining me to play 9 RIP. I hope that you had fun. This had turned out to be a really interesting game. I haven't played an Otome game in a really long time, and this one has a lot of neat stuff to it. So I'm really curious to see like where this goes. Thank you so much, Otomate and Idea Factory International, for giving me the opportunity to play this game. If you want to check out 9 RIP, it is on Switch right now. That's actually where I was playing it, on Switch. I don't think it's on Steam. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Probably not. Nope, just Switch. It's only on Nintendo Switch. So, there you go. There you go. If you want to check it out, pick it up on your Switch and you can play it too. Seems like there's a lot of fun demons in there that maybe we'll get to know at some point. Maybe we'll play more of this. If you like to see, if you liked this game, or any of the keys that I play, really, always make sure to let me know that you want to see more of them. Because if so, that gives me the indication to like pick them up and play more of those games. I don't really get a whole lot of feedback on things, so like I never really know what to stream beyond my own interests. But like if I play something that you guys are really interested in, you are always welcome to tell me how you feel about them, and that will make me more likely to continue to show them. I sometimes stop playing games, or like I'll drop them off the schedule just because I feel like there's not much interest. And even sometimes my interest wanes, which I've told you guys this before, that once something falls off my schedule, it's really hard to get put back on because I literally just kind of forget about it. That's why like telling me what you guys like sort of helps, because then I know, hey, this is something that my viewers like to see, so I should give it more priority. The only exception I'll make there is if I don't personally enjoy a game, but I don't usually stream games I don't enjoy. Like, if I didn't enjoy a game, I won't play it again on stream. And that's happened with some games, but not many. Usually I'm pretty good at picking games like of my interest that I want to stream. So the last Otome style game you did was Burning Desire or whatever. That was a porn novel. But you're not wrong. That's an eroge. The last Otome style game I did was Code Realize. I did it as a collab with my friend Shion. But stuff happened with Shion, and we had to stop that collab, so we didn't play it anymore. There are a lot of Otome games I've always wanted to play on this channel. Cafe Enchanté was one I wanted to play for a long time, but we never really got around to it. Collar X Malice is another one that's like one of my personal favorite Otome games. Code Realize I wanted to play on this channel, but like once we started it with Shion, I felt kind of bad continuing it by myself, so I didn't. And like there's some other ones too. I've always been a fan of Otome games. I don't really play them anymore. Like, not because I don't want to, it's just like there haven't really been many that caught my interest. I put some up on Throne, but like I never really went back to buy them because I just kind of forgot that they were there. That's where Jackson and that Samurai Bara Otome game is. Yeah, I do like prioritizing stuff that I think you guys will enjoy, and receiving feedback sort of helps me with that. So, you know, hint, just a hint there. Regardless, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that you had fun with this game. I don't think we'll be going live again tonight. It's pretty late, and I honestly think for the rest of the night, I'd probably just rather relax so that I can do more tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be playing Alone in the Dark with Ebby. So I do hope you'll come back and join us for that. That's always a fun time. We haven't played that for a while, and we're ready to get that back on the go. So pretty excited for that. There's probably going to be more tomorrow depending on what happens. We'll see. My parents didn't end up celebrating the thing today, so if they end up celebrating it tomorrow might be the day that I was dreading, and not actually today. But we'll see what happens. In the meantime, please take care and check out my socials. Find me on some places, and we'll see each other again. You'd love to play Hakuoki with me. Maybe one day. Hakuoki I've started so many times, and I can't get very far into it, both because I just get distracted and also because I've just never been able to get very far into it. So I think we actually tried playing Hakuoki on stream once. Actually, come to think of it, I'm pretty sure we did, because I have it on Steam. I wonder what happened with that. Huh. I don't know. I have no idea what happened with that. That's a question. Huh. I don't know. But anyway, I'll consider it. Maybe one day. Take care and rest well, Dami. The stream was great. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Alright. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.